Hello, my name is Allison Richard, and I am a stress management and self-care coach and also a yoga and meditation instructor here in New York City. And I'm so excited to be here with you today. And what I wanted to talk to you about today is the idea of stress management and stress relief. We are definitely all going through a time where we are collectively feeling a lot of the same stress, and at the same time we're also dealing with our own personal journeys and have our own stresses as well. So wanted to connect today to talk a little bit about some stress relief practices that are really simple and easy that you can incorporate into your day to help just bring a sense of calm, a sense of groundedness, and hopefully a sense of just peace into your body. So wanted to start by just kind of talking about how your stress response works, because a lot of us were never really taught that, and we don't actually know how it works or understand the power that we have to have some control over our stress or our relaxation. So in the way that our nervous system works is our fight or flight response is an automatic response that kicks on because its original intent thousands of years ago when we were hunters and gatherers was to help us in those life or death situations like getting chased by a lion. And it meant that we needed to do things very quickly and very efficiently to save our lives. And our fight or flight response still works like that today. And most of the time when we experience stresses of things that are not life-threatening, so maybe being late or having an email where something is changed last minute and we have to rearrange things, or certain things like that, our body tends to react the same. And so our relaxation response, the opposite response that comes on before we go to sleep so that we can fall asleep, is not something that kicks on automatically. It's something that we actually have to do something to elicit that response in our body. So the tools that we're going to use today are things that actually elicit that relaxation response in the body so that you can feel, hopefully, like I said, calmer, more grounded, more peaceful. So the first thing that we are actually going to do is self-stress massage, which comes from an amazing, I originally learned it from an amazing woman also here in New York who's an energy worker named Lara Riggio. So I want to give credit where credit is due for her. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're just going to take your fingers to your temples on either side of your head, and you're just going to start to massage your temples. And so if you've ever noticed, oftentimes when we are feeling stressed, people do have a tendency to kind of rub their temples or maybe put their head in their hands. And the reason for this is that your temples, when you rub them, or when you kind of place a hand here or trace the line that goes above the eyebrows, both of these spots are places that when you rub them, it actually redistributes blood flow back to the front of the brain. So when we're in fight or flight, most of the blood flow sits at the base of the skull and kind of goes to that more primitive part of our brains, which can be why there's a lot of neck and shoulder tension that comes when we're stressed, because there's a lot of stuff sitting there. So doing this actually brings the blood back to the front of the brain, the forebrain, so that you can function and make responses and choices from this place of calm versus only using that kind of older part of the brain, more primitive part of the brain. So as you massage your temples, you are just going to take a deep breath in. And then you're going to open your mouth and exhale side out and let it go. And then you're just going to take one more deep breath in here. And then again, just out through the mouth, exhaling side out, let it go. And then you can kind of stay on the temples, but you're just going to spread your fingers so that maybe your pinky's on your temples and your other fingers are on that space on the bone that comes down right where the top of the ear is. And you're just going to start to massage there. So keep going in circles, but just moving back around the back of the ear and continuing to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth every once in a while. And then as you continue to circle, take your time. You're just going to go around the back of the ear and continue as well. And you want to make sure that whatever you are actually thinking about at this moment is also calming. So what you're physically doing is calming. So you don't want to be sitting here thinking about something that's worrying you, like your to-do list or an upcoming meeting. So just reminding yourself in this particular moment right now, as you do this and you sit here with me, that you are actually okay. You are safe. There is no lion chasing you. So you're going to keep going down as you massage, and you're going to basically go to the base of the skull, so where the neck and the head meet, so kind of where I said there tends to be a lot of tension. And you're just going to massage circles there, and you're going to take a deep breath in. And then again, exhale through your mouth, let it go. And then just continue down towards the back of the neck. So find the muscles that run parallel to your spine, and you're going to massage those. And as you do, it's really tempting and kind of natural for the head to be pushed forward or to drop down to the chest. So if you have that tendency, actually see if you can kind of lift the head, press the head back into the fingers, because it'll release more tension than if the head is dropping forward and down. And then as you get towards the base of the neck, you're going to take your fingers and massage where your neck and your shoulders meet. So that place, I think most of us would often love to have a massage therapist standing behind us all day long and doing this. So massage there for me. And then take another deep breath in. And then open your mouth, exhale, and let it go. And then you're going to take your hands, you're going to cross them over to the opposite shoulders, and you're going to take your hands and trace the line that goes down the backs of your arms, off the backs of your hands, and then just kind of shake it off. And then you're going to do a couple times. Take your hands to the top of your head. Take an inhale, go over the top of your head, down the back of your neck. As you exhale, do that same cross down the backs of the arms, shake it off. And then one more time, go ahead and inhale over the top of the head, down the back of the neck. And then exhale, cross it over and shake it off. And then just taking a moment to just pause and kind of check in with yourself of how you were feeling now. And then as you do, so just that line that goes down the backs of the arms, off the backs of the hands, in kind of the Chinese medicine tradition, acupuncture, this line is actually called your triple warmer meridian. And when you rub it in this direction downward, it actually calms your nervous system. So if you don't have time to do the entire kind of stress massage and go through the whole thing, just taking a moment to kind of gently rub your temples and breathe, or do this tracing the line down the backs of the arms, can be really calming to your nervous system. So I often tell my clients to just, sit in front of your computer, sit at your desk, and just pat yourself and self-soothe, basically. So from there, the next little tool that we're going to do, we're going to combine the next two. So we're actually going to use a breath that's calming to your nervous system, and then doing just a quick body scan to give our brains one thing to think about. So oftentimes they get really overwhelmed and overstimulated by thinking of, a million different things at once. So giving your brain one thing to focus on actually helps it to slow down. And again, so that you can feel like you are actually making choices from a place of responding from love versus reacting from fear. So what you're going to do is just taking your hands to just rest them. If you feel like you need more grounding, go ahead, turn your palms to face down and let them rest. If you feel like you need some energetic uplifting, if you're feeling tired, you can turn your palms to face up. And then from there, just if you're comfortable with it, letting your eyes float closed for a moment. And with your eyes closed, you're just going to start to do a 3-part breath. So you're just going to choose a count, a length, and inhale for that count. And then hold your breath at the top for that same count. And then exhale for that same count. And then just repeating the cycle of breath. So as you do, and today maybe you're inhaling for a count of 5, holding for 5, and exhaling for 5. So as you continue to take a few more breaths at whatever count is comfortable to you, just knowing that our nervous systems also really respond to symmetry. So our nervous system finds symmetry very, very calming. And so if as you're sitting here and can do this, maybe even allowing yourself just to choose to let the hands separate or uncross the legs so that each half of your body is basically a mirror of itself on the other side of your spine. So you're creating that calming environment for your nervous system. So just go ahead and take one more round of breath at whatever count you're doing. And then after you exhale and let it go, just letting your breath return to whatever its natural length is now. And then keeping your eyes closed and just gently taking your attention up towards your forehead. And just as you focus on your forehead, just imagining your breath can flow up into the forehead and just allowing it to start to soften and relax. Feeling yourself allowing the temples and the eyes to relax and soften. Allowing the ears and the cheeks and the nose to relax. Feeling the mouth and the jaw begin to soften and ease. Maybe even letting the next breath escape out through the mouth. Just physically separating the bottom and the top jaw. Again, feeling the neck and the shoulders relax. Allowing the arms to just feel a little bit heavier and longer. Allowing the breath to move into the chest and the upper back, feeling a sense of expansion as you inhale. And release as you exhale. And letting the breath move down a little bit further into the abdomen and the low back. Again, just letting the belly stretch and expand. As you exhale, feeling a softening through the abdomen, maybe a little more ease through the lower back. And letting the breath move into the hips, the base of the spine, feeling a sense of balance and alignment through the spine and the hips. And then letting the breath and your attention move down the legs. So feeling the upper legs, the knees, the lower legs, the feet, the toes. And then just taking one more big breath in, let that breath just flow from the top of your head all the way down the length of your body and off the tips of your toes, just letting it wash away as you exhale anything that you don't need anymore. So any stress, worry, anxiety. And then in your own time, just when you're ready, wiggling the fingers and the toes. And just allowing yourself to let your eyes float back open if they were closed. And again, just checking in for a moment of how you're feeling at this particular moment. And I just want to thank everyone for joining me today. Hope you are feeling more relaxed and grounded. Please feel free if you want to follow on Instagram. My Instagram name is Allison, Allison, L Richard. And you can follow me there for other tips, tools, and so happy that you are here, sending so much love and light to everyone, and have an amazing and beautiful day.